Sky. So, a couple of issues today. First one being feminism and why the name is not changing. I get asked a lot, of course, because I always talk about feminism, why it's like, why can't we change the name to something, like if it's about gender issues, why can't it be something that is for both men and women and variations of, like, why is that not a thing? It's a really difficult question generally for me to answer. But today I was thinking about it and I realized that the entire human race is often called mankind. So why is it an issue that one movement should be called feminism? I don't get it. I don't understand why it's an issue. Anyway, I also wanted to read something, a quote from Feminism, which is a website. They have a Tumblr and stuff. I'll link it in the thing. So yeah, I'm just going to read from this. It's from an article, Feminists Are Not Humanists and We Should Not Be Renamed. It basically just explains a couple of movements and also what feminism is. Egalitarianism tries to give every person the same 2 loaves of bread despite some people being allergic to bread. Humanism argues that we should give the loaves of bread to everyone, not because the spaghetti monster told us to, but because it is logically ethical to do so. Equity theory, which is supported by feminism, recognizes that what some people need for equality is 2 different types of bread, or 1 loaf and 1 apple, or no loaves and 2 oranges, because everyone is different. Feminism reminds us that no one gender is entitled to more loaves of bread or the freshest loaves of bread, and that certain social locations, genders, sexual orientations, ethno-racial identities, have been pushed to the back of the line unfairly, frequently, and often violently. I think that quote, it really simplifies it, obviously, so, but yeah, like that, the name is not changing, and it shouldn't change. I like a lot of people, when they talk to me about it, they start talking about all the negative connotations that go with it, but those negative connotations just shouldn't be there. Like, feminism is not a bad word, and it's not a negative thing, and I don't understand why so many people seem to think that it is. Anyway, happier topics. Mental illness. So, the job thing. So many people recently have been asking me, like, why I don't get a job. Like, I'm going to TAFE, obviously, but, you know, I'm a poor person living on Centrelink. Thank God we have Centrelink. But, like, why don't I get a job? Like, if I want money, why don't I get a job? Or, you know, if I'm bored, why don't I get a job and I can work part-time? And just, they don't recognize that it's, like, it's really hard to explain. I have depression, and for me, that means that I can't get a job unless I want to get worse. And even when you explain that, some people don't really get it. And it's really difficult. Like, I already feel useless enough not being able to get a job. Like, that's a thing. And it's stressful, like, knowing that in the future I will potentially have to get a job, and that's going to be, like, a job that isn't art, and that's going to be really, just really freaking difficult. And, yeah, like, it's a really stressful thing. And then they're just sort of unintentionally shoving in my face that I can't do the thing. Like, they can do the thing so easily and I can't do it, and it's really annoying. Like, I totally get now why, like, people with mental illnesses who are on the disability pension, that must be so damn hard, because so many people, like, you know, it's not a physical thing. I can't see the thing, there must be nothing wrong with you. That's how people think that this world works. But that's not the thing. Like, it doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. And yet, like, that must be so difficult for anyone on either with this a similar issue to me, or who is on the disability pension. Like, that's got to be so damn hard, having so many people just expecting you to be able to do this thing and not being able to. And also, like, people assuming, like, I've told them that I've got depression, and even if they haven't had depression, they still think that they know the illness. If my depression were a book, I've given them the title, they've read the blurb of somebody else's book that had the same title, and now they think that they know my illness. Like, do you know what I mean? That's not, depression is very different for it's the same as any mental illness. It's very different for everyone who experiences it. And they don't get it. Like, my depression is going to work differently from somebody else's. It's going to work differently from yours. It's going to work differently just from everyone's. It's like I had someone the other day say to me that maybe getting a job, right, this is two things in one. Getting a job would help me with my depression because it would mean that I'm contributing. And depression is caused by a feeling of like uselessness caused by not contributing. But that's not how it works for me. That's not going to help me. That's going to make me worse. And it's like, if you say, well, maybe this will help, then that's fine. You know, like, you're giving it a shot, you're trying to help me out. But if you say this will help, then no. Like, I can't do the thing, and I know that you can do the thing, but I can't do the thing. Just let it go. Like, it's super frustrating, and it's getting very difficult to deal with. I think someone has like one of those weird helicopter things, like the small remote control ones, but like, it looks really weird. Anyway, that's not to do with it. Yeah, I don't know. It's just super frustrating, and not being able to really explain to people how my depression affects me. Like, that's a really difficult thing to explain because it affects me in so many different ways, and contradictory ways as well. Like, it might mean that I eat a lot, and other times it'll mean that I don't eat. Like, there's just so many different things going on, and it's so hard to explain. And I feel that unless it's very simple, like depression, you're sad. Like, that's unless it's incredibly simple, people aren't going to get it. And I can't simplify it. It's not a simple thing. It can't be simplified. Like, I'm not. It doesn't just mean that I'm sad all the time. That's not what it means. It's not plain and simple, and it's not physical. They can't see it, therefore it's hard for them to understand. If you've not experienced it, then it's gonna be just I don't think you can understand if you haven't experienced it. You can maybe get close to understanding some people, but I feel it would be nicer if people would recognize that they don't know my specific illness. And, you know, like, even a text I got a couple of weeks ago, like, yes, I'm sorry I didn't understand your depression, I understand it now. No, you don't. You maybe are closer to understanding. That was a big bug. You maybe are closer to understanding, but you're definitely not properly understanding it. You're not inside my head. You can't be inside my head. If you were, you'd get it, and that'd be fine. If you could go inside somebody else's head and see what they're thinking and see how it works, then you'd understand it, but you can't. Anyway, actual lighter topics. Languages. So, a couple of the people in my class at TAFE are going to learn French, and I've decided to start relearning, because I already started it a while ago, but I didn't really get very far. Esperanto. which you may know was meant to be like a universal language that wasn't like attached to a country of origin. But then not many people learnt it. So, and English became the thing. So, I think Esperanto, according to Wikipedia, between 100,000 and 2 million people know it. From my knowledge of the lack of people who know it, it's probably close to 100,000, but you know, I don't know that. I can't say for sure. But yes, I'm gonna start learning that, so that'll be fun. And then of course our secret wizard language. It's actually quite fun to learn. And it's quite easy as well. I think especially because it's just written language, so it's not, you know, you don't have to learn how to repronounce things. It's just sort of writing in English while using not English writing, if that makes sense. But yeah, so that should be pretty good. I'm kind of excited about it. Being able to share secrets with you that I don't want said aloud just in case someone else hears, or I don't want to write down just in case somebody else reads it. Finally being able to do that was quite liberating, I guess. Maybe not the exact word, but anyway, yeah, that was good. Yeah, it is a bit weird just talking to the camera, and also being outside while I'm sure that my neighbours can hear me, wondering what the fuck I'm doing. But yeah, and our lives potentially going to hell. I don't think they will, but there's the chance, and that's a bit terrifying. But I'm pretty sure, like I know for me, I should be fine. I know that if you can't move in here, I know the guy who was at TAFE and now isn't at TAFE, he would potentially, depending on how his freelance stuff is going, he would potentially be interested in living here, which would be weird because he's my friend and I'm a really shit housemate, and I don't want him to end up hating me. But yeah, and I know that you wouldn't end up hating me because you recognize that I'm a shit housemate already. Like, you already know that, and you don't hate me. So, so that would be preferable. But yeah, for me it should be fine. And like, I wish that the dates would work out better in that, you know, like, because since you have to get out of where you are by December 1st, I think you said, and my housemate's moving out before then, or after then, sorry. I wish that the dates worked out better, because yeah, I would rather live with you than anyone else. So yeah, I don't know, but hopefully I'll still be able to live here, and I'll just get a housemate, and then everything will go back to normal, and you'll either be the housemate or you'll have found a place with your other friends, which, even though I really would like for you to be a housemate here, it would work out better for you if you're able to find a place before then, obviously. So I hope that happens. I just hope that it works out, basically. But yeah, I think it's gonna work out. I think it's gonna work out fine. Everything always works out fine. Yeah. Anyway, do you want to see the tripod that I'm using right now? My tripod of words. Anyway, I miss you so much. I can't wait for you to get back up here, or at least to visit. Yeah. I just miss you. See you later. Bye.